In this video, we're going to be looking at determining different things about a polynomial based on its graph. First, let's look at determining whether a function is even or odd. If we look at our graph and both of our arrows point up or they both point down, that's an even function. And if we look at our graph and one goes up and one goes down, we have an odd function. Next, let's talk a little bit about the sign of leading coefficient. Even an odd play a role here as well. If you have an even function and your leading coefficient a is greater than 0, then both sides go up. If you have an even function and a is less than 0, both sides go down. If you have an odd function and a is greater than 0, then you go up to the right and down to the left. And if you have an odd function and a is less than 0, you go up to the left and down to the right. Next, let's talk a little bit about turning points and minimum degree. Turning points are where your graph changes direction. So it's going to be your peaks and valleys. So in our examples here, we have a turning point here, here, and here. And in our second example, we have a turning point here and here. So turning point goes into determining our minimum degree. Our minimum degree is going to be our turning points plus 1. So if we look at this first example, our minimum degree is going to be our number of turning points, which is 3, plus 1, which gives us our minimum degree is 4. In the second example, our minimum degree is going to be 2 plus 1, which is 3. Next, let's talk a little bit about finding x-intercepts. X-intercepts are going to be your places where your graph crosses the x-axis. So, for example, we have an x-intercept here, here, and here. So, if we were asked to find x-intercepts for this graph, we would have an x-intercept at 0, 5, and that looks like 10.5. So if we were asked to write these out as ordered pairs, it would be 0, 0, 5, 0, and 10.5, 0.